Coming sideways.
Alright. What's up, Cheesecake Nation? Welcome back to DFC Vlog Talk. I'm Super Chudge Funk. This is my esteemed... I couldn't think of the word as esteemed colleague, the Dave. And today's topic on the agenda...
Well, first for us, I think we should say this is going to be a Nintendo one, but there's really only one game series that deserves the bulk of it, and I think it's the thing that's keeping Nintendo alive, in all honesty. And that is Pokemon. So we're going to talk about Smash at the end, but for the vast majority of this is going to be Pokemon. So,
yeah, we'll get the other ones out of the way real quick. I myself have always been a huge Nintendo fan.
Not so much. I was a Sega guy growing up, so a lot of people are like, oh, Zelda, the greatest game ever. And I'm like, it's cool.
Yeah. I've never been a huge Zelda fan. I'm slowly getting into it. I've always been a big Sonic and Mario guy. I've always been at odds which one I liked more. At the end of the day, I think I'm a bigger Sonic fanboy.
Team Glover.
Oh my god. Glover with this guy. And over the years, Nintendo has made a lot of hardcore franchises that I really enjoyed. Donkey Kong,
Yeah,
Kirby, I've always really liked.
not so much.
Yeah.
Samus.
I'm not a big Metroid guy either. It's just one of those.
I will say Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
Amazing game.
Yeah. And the other entries in the series, not so much. Like the first one, it's okay. I mean, the second one is just basically a redo of that. The GameCube games, some people like them, some people hate them with a passion.
I never played the GameCube one, so I don't know. I've heard most people say they were shit though, so I was never in a rush to them.
Star Fox Adventures, it's not that it's a bad game, it's just that it's not a Star Fox game. It feels more like a Legend of Zelda game, and that's why a lot of people are turned off of it. But,
is that the one with the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one where I actually enjoyed the multiplayer mode. I can't remember too much about it. I'm sure if I played it again, I'd be like, I could see people passing this. But I had fun with it. But Mario games, they've been doing pretty good. Mario and Zelda games.
You like Animal Crossing too?
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing. That's another series that I have gotten into as of late. Both me and my fiance Erin both really enjoy Animal Crossing. It's just fun and quirky, and I enjoy it a lot. I just like making the towns. It's just fun. I just really enjoy the simplicity of it all. Oh God. But the big daddy of them all that we are discussing today is, of course, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon started off as a phenomenon. You couldn't turn a corner and Pokemon wouldn't... And no, everybody knows what Pokemon is.
Yeah, I don't care if you're somebody's grandfather, you were just born. There's no reason you don't know what Pokemon is at this point.
Yeah. You've at least heard of Pokemon. You've seen Pokemon stuff in stores. They've been here since the late 90s, and they're not going away anytime soon.
So we're going to talk about it from more of a... Well, we've both been playing literally since the first game. I mean...
Yeah. We were 13 years old when the game came out in 1998, 1999 in the U.S. And like I said, it was a fucking phenomenon. And the games arguably have gotten better over time, but we're going to get into that in a bit. Actually, we'll get into that right now. Every consecutive game slightly gotten better. Usually, I mean, with the Game Boy, going into Game Boy Advance, it started to get better. But after that, there's really haven't been a whole lot of changes.
I would actually go so far as to say I think Silver and Gold better than Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd say that was like the one version where I could say that looks like a step back. Like graphics, yeah, you could say.
Yeah, the graphics were better.
But like other than that, I really don't.
That weird fucking thing they did where certain types are physical, certain types are special, made absolutely no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
That was so fucking stupid.
I'm glad they split it and fixed everything. And
that certain attacks are special, certain attacks are physical.
Yeah, it made like entire groups of Pokemon worthless.
Yeah.
So I want to say Darks were special attacks.
Yeah, Darks were special attacks and Ghosts
the fact that all,
were physical.
Yeah. That all Darks at the time were all physical attackers. It's like...
Yeah, granted there were only like so many Ghost types. Like I think there was only the Gengar, the Bayonet, the Dusclops, and Mr. Viss.
Yeah.
Half of them were special, half of them were physical.
So,
but
glad they fixed that shit.
Yeah, and obviously, in case you guys never played a Pokemon game, Gold and Silver / Heart Gold, Soul Silver are what most Pokemon fans consider to be the best in the Pokemon series.
Yeah, you had everything from Red and Blue, plus a whole other game. Like, it was probably the coolest idea of a game. I would love to see them do that with the newer sagas.
Yeah.
Where you can go back to an older saga and catch some other Pokemon. Like, the fact that you could catch, a few older Pokemon, but pretty much all the newer Pokemon until you beat the Elite Four. And then you got to go across the ocean to go to Kanto and go beat all their old gym leaders, catch all the old Pokemon. Awesome.
Yeah, they definitely need to do something more like that. Like, there's no reason why we need to stick with just 8 gyms anymore.
Yeah.
We need to have more gyms. We need to have an extended adventure.
We need a definite increase in difficulty. Like, I understand that at its core, Pokemon is still a kid's game. I can appreciate that. But for the older fans that are still into it, you need a game where... Like, my buddy Tommy literally plays the damn game without looking. He just has, like, his hand on it, and he'll look every once in a while, make sure he's not walking into a wall, and he just hits attack buttons, because the game is that easy.
X and Y, I love the game. I think it's an amazing game, but it's almost ruined by how fucking easy it is. Yeah. It almost ruins the game. Everything else about it is great. I love it.
It ruined the game for me. I stopped playing. I was just like, this is stupid as shit.
Yeah. For people like Dave, Dave bought the DS just to play Pokemon. And for a lot of people, the DS is just a Pokemon machine. And which is why a lot of people like Smogon, they make Pokemon Showdown. Because at its core, that's what we play Pokemon for, is the battles. The adventure is fun, and the little stories are fun. But even, it's not that worth it half the time. Like, I didn't pre-order... I'm going to get Omega Ruby. I'm going to get it just because I'm that stupidly dedicated to the series. But I can live without it for now. Just because there are some other games I want to get. Just because I know at its core, it's not that different from any other game I've played. Especially because this is a remake. They've upped its newer graphics. They tweaked the stories between Magma and Aqua a little bit. For some reason, everyone in Team Aqua is black for some reason. Not that that's a bad thing. I just thought that was kind of odd that every member of Team Aqua is black now.
They're Somalian pirates. That's what it is, I'm telling you.
But, and it's cool, they have...
I haven't seen the redesigns. Is it?
They look cool. I mean...
Are they very piratey?
It's about the same as they were before they were black. Again, I don't know why that's so weird to me. Just that they just literally... Because there weren't any black characters in Pokemon. That's something else I want to give them credit for. A little bit more cultural diversity in Pokemon, because...
Oh yeah, we had the America version.
Yeah, because in, was it X and Y? No, X and Y was France.
Yeah, it's black and white.
Yeah, black and white was supposed to be... The region was based off of America, whereas X and Y, that region was based off of France. And since they've added the American country, we've had people with darker skin, which is cool because everybody had white skin, the old ones. I don't know if they were all looked Asian or white. And that was it. And the fact that they've mixed it up is really good. It has a lot
some
more.
pretty cool like ones. Like I like some of the cooler sprites are like the sports sprites.
Yeah.
Like, we got the football player, the basketball player in Unova. And then you have like the new one, you have like the painters and all that kind of weird stuff.
Yeah, the character designs are a lot cooler. There are some that a lot of people really like the Hex Maniac. If you've gone online for Pokemon pictures, you know who the Hex Maniac is. She's really goofy. She looks kind of weird. She just has like the glowing purple eyes, and she's always trembling and laughing to herself. But yeah, the character redesigns are really cool. Certain characters, the gym leaders, and it's what's really cool in X and Y. One of the members of the Elite Four is a member of Team Flare, and that's really cool. It takes me back to like the Pokemon comics, where half of the members of the Elite Four were hidden members of Team Rocket.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those kind of weird things.
Or the fact that the last gym leader was the leader of Team Rocket in the first game, where you keep battling, and all of a sudden Giovanni's the gym leader because you don't know the entire game.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm not really looking forward to Oris. You're going to pick up Groudon Edition.
Yeah.
But all right, so moving on here. Obviously, if you want to get me into the games, Game Freak, you got to make them a little bit more challenging. I'm not saying it has to be mind-numbingly hard, or you got to grind for half an hour to get past each tile. Nothing stupid, but
what to me Pokemon really needs is an open-world RPG a la Digimon World 1, where you walk around, all over the place with your Pokemon, and once you start off the battle, you play as the Pokemon, and it's free roaming. That needs to be the way it goes. And it still keeps a lot of the same elements, adds a little bit more RPG elements into it, make a bigger, better story. The way that you guys did it with like Pokemon Coliseum, in a way,
yeah.
Take that, but add in free roaming battling.
Yeah, I would love them to add in narrator.
Oh, absolutely. Like, they need a better narrative story. Something not so hugely grandiose, but Pokemon has such an interesting mythos that they do nothing with.
Alright, I got a good kind of point of contention for a lot of people. What is your thoughts on Pikachu having the Pikachu cry in the game? As opposed to like a normal, like all the other ones kind of like that electronic cry. Do you think they should go with all Pokemon having their name cry?
I think so. I think if they're going to bother doing one, it's just stupid not to have all the other ones.
Yeah,
or it's
that's
stupid.
how I feel. But I know a lot of people are like, it would bug them for certain Pokemon not to have their cry.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that, I guess. But to me, I kind of came up on the television series, so when I see a lot of Pokemon, I think of their television cry, which was their actual name.
And granted, a lot of Pokemon roar and grunt and stuff, and that's fine, but they still have like a personality to it.
Yeah, like I have no problem with like a lot of Pokemon if you're just like, well, what the hell is Salamence going to sound like? They
Make
just have like a high pitched like scream.
Make it sound like a fucking dragon.
Make it sound like the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. Like high pitch like.
I think even in the movie, Salamence had like that stock dragon roar.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm perfectly fine with them using that.
But just give
But
it
there's like
fucking
certain
something.
ones like Squirtle. The fact that you can't have them say Squirtle, Squirt when you throw them out there.
Yeah, like some Pokemon.
Bulbasaur.
Like, come on.
Commander Char.
Like, seriously, let's just fucking give it to us, goddammit.
And voice act the goddamn cutscenes. I'm sick of reading.
Yeah, there's no reason why we can't have animated fucking cutscenes. You guys are Pokemon. Your cartoon is still fucking going. You guys are basically the Japanese Simpsons.
Yeah, there's
in terms of how long you've been going.
I mean, I understand there's got to be cartridge restrictions and all that stuff, but I can't imagine it's that like you're running out of that much room where you can't add voice clips for certain conversations. Like whatever, I don't give a shit if I have to read when I go meet fucking farmer asshole in the woods.
Well, for major events,
Gym leader battles, major rival things, Elite Four should be voice acted.
Yeah.
I don't care if they only say like a couple lines. That's all I need.
It would just be so cool.
At the very least, the opening crawl, that should be narrated. At the very least. Like, anytime Professor Bumblescum, or whatever they're going to name him moving forward, or he wants to talk, he should have something. So...
And don't tell me you can't fucking do it, because fucking goddamn, what was it, the DS port of fucking Chrono Trigger had like a bunch of animated cutscenes. They didn't talk really a lot, but they were fucking animated cutscenes made by goddamn Akira Toriyama, you fucking assholes. Don't tell me you can't
do
do it.
That. As long as somebody reads the crawl to me, I'm perfectly fine. I don't need some like fucking elaborate dealy setup. I don't care. It's still like turn-based movement battles. I don't give a shit about that.
Some 10-second cutscenes.
I'm
a little bit
sick
of
reading like
narration.
8 lines of dialogue. I'm just like,
Yeah, it gets fucking boring after a while, and you're just like, oh, I just got it done. I just want to fight.
yeah. I mean, skip it. Nobody gives a shit. All right. So moving on into battle. Balancing changes that I think need to be made moving forward. The fact that we have a whole bunch of defensive ice Pokemon where ice has no resistance except for itself is a fucking joke. I don't know if that's like Game Freak gets off on doing stupid shit. But fix that, Game Freak. I mean, ice should resist some key shit that doesn't really have resist right now. Namely, fighting. If you're not going to do fighting because you introduce fairy, whatever, I can understand that. Then make it rock. Because we don't have enough really solid rock counters. There's steel, and I think fighting.
Yeah.
Neither one is a particularly... Well, steel's a pretty good defensive typing, but then again, steel is weak to the 3 best fighting... or best 3 attack types of fire, fighting, and ground. Fix that shit. Ice, as an offensive type, perfectly fine, balanced. Fairy, I think, could present a problem moving forward, but I'm going to say let's wait on that. Most of the other types aren't too bad. I think fire or fighting needs to be nerfed a little bit, just because there's a lot of problem fighting types out there, and fighting types have 2 kinds of priority, and they're generally pretty good priority. Yeah. So I will be worried about that moving forward. Fairy, again, really good introduction. Kind of ruined dragons, though. I do have to say, which is too bad, because who's going to waste hours training up a dragon to have it get fucking killed by a Wigglytuff? Like, it's just like...
Yeah, dragons, I mean, they got nerfed super hard when they didn't really need to be.
Yeah, and that ice was already a pretty big threat. Like, if you had made ice types resist dragon attacks, I think that alone would have been fine. I mean, what the hell is any dragon gonna do to Avalugg? Maybe Garchomp if it's running rock something. But then again, if you make it resist dragon and rock, Avalugg becomes a million times more usable.
Yeah.
Cryogonal becomes a great defensive or special defensive wall. Like, you have so many Pokemon that are just worthless because Game Freak does stupid shit. Gets its own segment, knockoff. Fix that shit. Knockoff should not be that powerful. There's no reason you should just be able to spam knockoff and win games. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put knockoff at 70 power. Don't give it the double power thing and just leave it at 70. 70 is a powerful attack. It's below Crunch, so Crunch has a reason to be used. It's also in the same attack bracket as Night Slash, but Night Slash also has a reason to be used because it's got the increased crit. As of right now, there's no reason to run Crunch, period. If your kid's knockoff and Crunch, the fuck's the point of running Crunch? Like, oh, you can kill Megas with it. Whoop-de shit.
Like, they just made knockoffs is such an OP move. Like, if it gets knockoff, just fucking run knockoff.
Yeah, I mean, knockoff is just fucking ridiculous. It needs to be fixed, period, point blank. One other attack I think needs to be fixed, and it's really needed to be fixed for quite a long time, is Earthquake. I think it's just too powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, bring it down to 90 power. I think it's fine. Like, you don't need to do any crazy super nerfs on it. I think 100 power, 100